大家好，欢迎收看《旁观华尔街视角》。今天我们正式进入了9月份，是9月1号。那么传统上，美国股票市场的一些传统投资人都认为9月份是非常险恶的一个月，而且摩根士丹利的这个专家还表示，投资人要非常小心的重新调整投资组合，因为9月份他们预期标准普尔500指数会大跌5%，从此之后会连续跌下去，到年底之前盘整这个空间可能是10%。那么在这种情况下，投资人应该怎么办呢？我们今天的专家是施奈德尔，请他来分析一下，为什么在9月1号今天早晨一开盘，三大指数走势还算是亮丽，特别是标准普尔500指数和纳斯达克综合指数，什么原因造成呢？
So today, Wednesday, first day of September, what happened was the market opened up a little frightening in that Nasdaq was firm, the S&P 500 was firm once again, but the Russell 2000 and the transportation sectors in particular were red, and since they've gone green. So the question is why? Well, we did have a jobless claim today that showed less job growth than what was anticipated by a lot. It really fell from expectations greatly. And what does that spell to investors? Accommodation, because the Fed has clearly said that they're going to be watching the labor force, and if the labor force does not grow, they're going to continue to keep everything very dovish in terms of not tapering and keeping interest rates low. And hence, you've got now those areas of the market trying to hang in.
另外一个值得注意的就是，目前的变种病毒还在扩散当中，很多公司都推迟了让员工返回办公室的时间，以及呢一些经济行为，都已经重新又进行规划，而加强防疫的严格措施。即使是我们现在看好一些股的话，比如说投资人还想进场，那么看看施奈德尔有哪些建议，怎么样审慎选择股票。
Well, yes, there's a couple of stocks that we have watched and we've put on some positions on. Some of them actually are tech stocks, but they haven't followed in kind with Microsoft and Google and Apple. That would be like Palantir as one stock. And the other would be Teladoc, which actually does take a little bit advantage of the fact that people are going to be staying home over the next few months, unless they can prove they have a vaccine. And in many cases, they're just staying home because their offices are no longer asking them to come in every day. And also some of the old-fashioned stocks that haven't moved much, like IBM, for example. IBM has been on a back burner because the supercomputers that the government wanted to use them for aren't ready, so they've turned to NVIDIA. But I still think that IBM has a tremendous potential from this level.
刚才专家谈到居家隔离有些公司还算是不错，但是前一段时间公布业绩的 Zoom 可以说是在疫情当中大幅飙涨的一个公司，他们的技术就是大家都可以开远程视频会议，全世界都可以。这家公司呢，公布业绩虽然还好，但是对前景确实有一个比较保守的预估，重挫了17%。他怎么来看在这种情况下这个 Zoom 的表现呢
？So yes, it's true that Zoom was disappointing in terms of the growth because it's slowed down, but it's still a company that's worth $100 billion. And it's still a technology that many, many people use, including us, which is a subscription base for a mere $12 a month. So as the variant is still here, and even if it went away completely, I think there'll always be a way to have meetings now. We used to do a conference call where you couldn't see people. Now we do it Zoom. So just from a practical standpoint, if we're doing that, then you can guess that this is something that's pretty popular throughout the country and the world. Now, Kathy Wood was attracted to it and on this dip, and she bought an additional $56.5 million worth of shares. So she believed that this was a buying opportunity. Now, this was a huge gap down. Generally, I'm not one to ever support buying a falling knife. However, if it turns out to get some kind of consolidation at these lower levels and can creep back up, then perhaps she's right. But Zoom also now has a lot more competition as far as this sort of telecommunications, because Cisco is doing it and Microsoft is doing it, and that's how it goes with a lot of these companies. So there you go. Zoom, I wouldn't discount it as out and dead, but I certainly would give it time now to reset.
当然，投资就一定有很大的风险，所以投资人要听取专家意见的同时，还要根据自己承受风险的能力、财务的能力，以及自己投资的目标和投资的时间，来决定什么样投资组合比较最适合你。以上就是今天内容，谢谢您的收看，我们下次再见。